5.2b, comparing and ordering decimal numbers. Before we jump into comparing and ordering numbers, we must understand place value. Place value makes it so much easier to compare and order numbers. So before we start, let's take a look at the place value chart and how it works. Which number is larger? So let's take a look at this place value chart. Before we can determine which number is larger, we need to understand the difference between whole numbers and decimal numbers. When I think of whole numbers, I know that they are located on the left side of the decimal, and you're able to represent the whole number side of the place value chart with bills such as the dollar bill, the $10 bill, and the $100 bill. Whole numbers are larger than decimal numbers. Decimal numbers are located on the right side of the place value chart. Decimal numbers can be represented with coins, such as pennies and dimes. Decimal numbers are smaller than whole numbers. Think about this. If someone offered you $1 or a penny, I would hope you would choose the dollar because it's worth more. The value is larger than the penny. So when we're comparing numbers, it's important that we start with the whole number side in order to determine which number is larger or smaller. So let's take a look again at the question below. Which number is larger, 3 or 2 and 936 thousandths? I know that the 3 is a whole number and it's located on the left side of the place value chart, just as well as the 2 in the number 2 and 936 thousandths. So let's start by plugging our numbers into the place value chart. Now that the numbers are plugged in, I notice that in the number 2 and 936 thousandths, there are numbers located behind the decimal. Before we begin to compare, we'll add an imaginary decimal and imaginary zeros behind the whole number 3. Now remember, when we're comparing numbers, we always start with the largest place value position. And we know that whole numbers are larger than decimal numbers, so we'll start comparing to the left of the decimal. When I look in the ones place, I see that the 3 is greater than 2. This tells me that 3 is larger or greater than 2 and 936 thousandths.